probably know our next guest from his starring roles in films like My Best Friend's Wedding, he's got St. Trinians, and of course the dashing Prince Charming in the Shrek films.
But away from the screen, Rupert Everett is also an accomplished writer, and he joins us today as he releases his paperback of his third memoir. Here it is, To the End of the World. There it is.
Morning, Rupert.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Listen, I've got to apologise to you guys, first of all, to be dressed as if I'm off on a Christmas carol service, but I've been driving all the way through the night to get here from Liverpool, and I didn't have any clean clothes to put on.
What were you doing in Liverpool?
I'm shooting a series called Funny Girl, starring Gemma Arterton.
Great.
And living in Liverpool, living the dream. It's fantastic.
How's it
up there.
going? Is it all right?
It's great, and working up there is amazing. It's a great city.
It is, isn't it?
It really is. And but I drove all the way through the night. Everything was closed on the motoway, detours everywhere. So
Babes, it's fine.
It's fine.
Anyway,
You look great.
You know you're Hollywood.
You're 100% Everett.
And on top of that, I've got a shaved head because I've got a wig that's a comb over in my series.
Tell us about the series. What's the series about?
It's called Funny Girl, and it's about Gemma, who plays a winner of a beauty competition who comes down to London and becomes famous, and I'm her agent. And I've always dreamt of having a comb over. So
And have you got a comb over in there?
No, not now. I've got nothing.
Right, okay,
I've shaved my head, except there's a tuft at the back that the wig is fixed to, and it just doesn't. I don't look very nice, so I just thought I'd better wear a hat.
Let's talk about the writing. What I found so interesting. This is your fifth book, third memoir, but you don't actually like writing, do you?
No, it's not. I don't like writing. If you've been an actor all your life, you're used to doing things in groups.
Yeah.
And when you're a writer, you're on your own with either the pen or in front of the computer, and it's a completely different discipline. You've got no one to drive you on. You've got no one to wind you up. You've got no one to inspire you.
Do it yourself.
Apart from yourself. And so it's quite scary. And I find a lot of the time that it's very difficult. I like it afterwards. I love doing it, but the actual graft of it, I find, having been an actor and having enjoyed being in large groups and stuff, it's difficult sometimes.
Sorry. So is it quite easy to come up with the idea, but then it's the middle bit, filling it all in?
You have to have a different discipline, which is all on your own. You know, when you're an actor, someone just kind of points you in the right direction, and you've always got other people to feed off. And when you're a writer, you've got your own ideas, and that's it.
You're a grown-up when you're writing. You're a grown-up.
You're a grown-up. And you're a kid, but you're acting.
When you're an actor, you can exactly make pretend.
In a way.
Is it, a lot of this centres around you writing The Happy Prince, you know, your film about and directing about Oscar Wilde. Was there a relief when you finished? And what are the memories like? Could you you know, when you're in the moment, are you thinking about the memoir, or did you have to delve quite deeply for this?
I think you're always, you know, everyone in our business, you know, you always think, oh God, if only everyone knew how this was and how it had taken this. So, in one sense, you know, I was always thinking about it's such a long journey often trying to make a film, and it's funny and tragic and soul-destroying and uplifting, and all those things, you know, are very exciting. And this was my third book, and you know, you have to find a framework for a book, and so the making of my film seemed to be a good framework to hang it all around.
What was the film like to me? Because when you're the writer, you're the director, and you're playing, and you're playing the stuff, and you're playing, you know, one of your muses and one of your heroes, Oscar Wilde. I mean, that's an awful lot of. Well,
the thing is, once you get into it, you don't really know what's going. It's only afterwards. It's like being in a car crash. You know, when you're in the car crash, you don't really notice what's going on. After you've kind of stumbled away from the wreck, you think, oh, what was that about? And so it's right, it was a little like that in a way. It was okay while I was doing it, and afterwards I was, you know, half dead.
Would you say that's your biggest achievement in life? Would you say that's the one you're most proud of?
I think really, I felt, you know, I felt I never managed to make my mark before somehow, and I felt with this film, whatever everyone thought about it from my point of view, it was something that made me feel very proud.
What is it about Oscar Wilde that if people are watching at home and they know the name, but they, you know, what is it about him that you...
For me, he is the patron saint of the gay movement. So for the LGBTQ world, Oscar Wilde, in a way, is a Christ figure, in that he was really the first character in modern times who was out. In other words, because he'd been to prison, because he was famous, you could see him in the street, shuffling along the street in Paris, and you'd say, that is a homosexual man.
Yeah.
That was a big step forward, because there was an image to a thing that up until then had been something nobody even talked about. You just kind of whispered about it.
Yeah.
And so once the image had been established, and it really was by him and his scandal, then the journey to liberation had to start rolling. And so in one sense, I think he is like Christ in a way. He was crucified so that our sins, in a way, could be not forgiven, but that we could have a journey. And so I think he's a vital character, a vital link in the LGBTQ journey.
Rupert, what's that lovely quote of his? There's a kind of, I wouldn't call it a statue, but there's a memorial, I guess, near Charing Cross Station.
Oh, we're all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars.
Isn't that nice?
I think that's me.
That's me.
That's all of us.
There's some wonderful stories in this book. And I can't believe you was expelled from drama school. That can't be right.
I was expelled from drama
goodness.
school, but you know, to give them their due, I was rather like a kind of silent movie actress who wasn't going to make it into the talkies somehow. I think.
Look at that, great shot.
Oh, that's me. Oh right, yeah. So you know, I was probably quite a difficult student.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. And also, Joan Collins...
We can't let you go without. You accidentally stood up Joan Collins. What happened there?
Oh, well, the beginning of my book is a story about my appalling memory and the fact that I still don't really have a diary. And my modus operandi used to be, until I lost half my brain, you know, if I couldn't remember it, it wasn't worth doing it. But then, as you get older, that just doesn't work out, and I can't remember anything. And one night I was having dinner with some work people, and at another restaurant, Joan Collins and Christopher Biggins were waiting to have dinner with me. And I was trying.
I didn't think that story could get any better until you added Biggins into it.
Oh, well, Biggins.
Has she forgiven you?
She's forgiven me. We're great friends. She's one of my heroines. Her book is out this month too.
Oh,
she's a great lady, Joan.
Well, she's forgiven you now after
Yeah.
promoting her book, which is brilliant. Give you your book one more last promotion, which is To the End of the World by Rupert Everett. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much,
Thanks.
guys. Thanks a lot.